Welcome to another topic. It is necessary or unnecessary, we don't know. Whenever the community, caste topics triggers on social media, and many people like, especially people like me, will feel very much uncomfortable to talk on all these castes, and but we cannot avoid because this is the system. Our Indian society mixed with the caste. Okay, yesterday, American Trump's trade advisor Navarro, he made a statement that Modi's war to profiteering Brahmins at the cost of India, something like that, he said. Of course, in India, the Brahmin community, they're less in number, but they're very strong in India, right? They're the one who is running the country and they're the one who occupied highest positions in Indian administration. So obviously, they will react. They strongly reacted to the comment made by this American trade advisor Navarro. This is what exactly he said. What he said, I would just simply say to the Indian people, and he's telling to the Indian people, please, okay, why please? Please understand what's going on here. You have got Brahmins profiteering at the expense of the Indian people. We need that to stop. Again, I'm reading. I would just simply say to the Indian people, please understand what's going on here. What's going on here means he's talking about India-US relationship on Russian oil. There is a controversy going on. India is buying oil from Russia, refining it, selling to the European market. So you have got Brahmins profiteering at the expense of the Indian people. And exactly whom he is targeting, it's a question mark. And you have got Brahmins profiteering. Who are those Brahmins? Profiteering at the expense of the Indian people. That's what he said. The Brahmin community in India, they said you have targeted Brahmins in India. And they started retweeting, giving counters. But what he said, his team said, the statement came from White House saying that he is referring to Boston Brahmin. You know, generally there is something called Boston Brahmin. The word which they use for elite people, the rich people, there are some elite people in America, they call them as Boston Brahmin. So we are talking about that Boston Brahmin, not your Indian caste Brahmin. That is what White House tried to say that. But not believable, but it doesn't look like that. Maybe he knows that caste system in India because it's not a big thing for America to understand what's going on in India caste wise. Because the many Indians went to America. Many Indians are part of American administration there. They even contested there. Some counselors are there in American White House also who belong to India. And recently America made an act forbidding casteism in America. That means they understood that Indians are following the casteism even in America. To control that, they made an act prohibiting casteism in America. That means they know that casteism is in Indian society. So it's not a big deal that he doesn't know. He cannot say that, no, I did not say about your Brahmin, I told about the Boston Brahmin. But I think this statement looks like that he targeted Indian Brahmin. There's no doubt in this. And as according to me, but I don't know exactly, he knows whom he is actually targeting. But this is actually the controversy. Background. The background is India and America. India is buying oil from Russia. And we know that the tariff issue going on between America and India. America is telling that don't buy oil from Russia. You buy oil from us. You are buying oil from Russia at the discounted rate, refining it, selling it to the European market for profit, but you are buying oil from Russia and the Russia is doing war with Ukraine. The lakhs of crores of people are dying in Ukraine. That's why he made all these statements. You know, different statements that came from Navarro. Let us read few statements. He made so many statements, but just for example, I am showing you only four statements he made. That Trump trade advisor claims India's purchase of Russian oil funding Ukraine war wants, if India wants to be treated as a strategic partner of the US, it needs to start acting like one. India's purchase of Russian oil funding Ukraine war. That he alleges that India is funding Ukraine war. And another allegation he did. Trump's key advisor Peter Navarro accused India of cheating the US on trade. He used such a big word that we are cheating a US on trade, slamming high tariffs on Russian oil imports as profiteering that fuels Moscow's war. He used the profiteering there also in his previous tweet. President Donald Trump's trade advisor Peter Navarro has slammed India's opportunistic purchase of oil from Russia and said New Delhi. And said, if you want to be strategic partner to US, and you should listen to us. So that's what actually earlier he said. So for that, Donald Trump, he accused that India is not only buying massive amounts of Russian oil, they are then, for much of the oil purchased, selling it on the open market for big profits. He said, selling on the open market for big profits. They don't care how many people in Ukraine are being killed by the Russian war machine. Because of this, I will be substantially raising the tariff paid by India to the US. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. And he imposed a 50% tariff on Indian products. We know that. That's the background. And they accused that India is buying oil from Russia. That is actually the point of irritation told by Rubio earlier. India continued to buy Russian oil, gets discount amid Trump's warnings. Even after Trump given warning, even after Rubio made statement that is the point of irritation. But India, they continue to buy oil from Russia, and that transaction is going on. So in this transaction, with this background, he made this statement. Here, the controversy is that the Brahmin controversy came here. I would just simply say to the Indian people, please understand what's going on here. You have got Brahmins profiteering at the expense of the Indian people. He tried to say that Brahmins are getting profit out of it at the expense of Indian people. He means to say that indirectly, maybe he might be saying that all the companies, refining companies, all the business people who are benefiting buying oil from Russia and selling on the open market of the Europe open market, the beneficiaries are Brahmins, not the entire India. So at the cost of Indians, Brahmins are benefiting with this, and India will go in loss. Maybe he tried to say that. Maybe he understood that the Brahmins' domination in India, he has that knowledge, might be. That is what we understand. Here, Trump's attack, dog chases Brahmins. Indian Boston Brahmins bark up wrong tree. People keep changing, and after backfiring their statement, they will twist the statements later. And if someone says that Taj Mahal, make some comment on Taj Mahal, and after backfiring, if he says, no, I did not talk about Taj Mahal, I talked about Taj Mahal cigarette. In this context, definitely whenever the context of casteism comes on the social media, definitely, again, the war between Dalits and Brahmins will be on the scene, will be on forefront. The same thing happened yesterday. Few Dalits, they started posting these statements that everything else is nonsense. Brahmins at 2% are managing 90% of all posts, from critical ministries, sensitive departments to heads of agencies that don't deserve to do that. 90% of India can't be kept away like this. Few Dalits maybe, or may not be exactly Dalits, maybe SC, ST, BC communities who are, they're targeting Brahmins here. They say that Brahmins at 2% are managing literally 100% of import branches of government now, both ministers and babus, and report card of theirs. This also you need to think about it. That's why Rahul Gandhi daily is telling in his speeches that why SC, ST, BCs, Adivasis, Dalits are not there in the industry. And Rahul Gandhi is also saying that why company owners, corporates are not there that belong to SC, ST, BCs. That Rahul Gandhi is saying that, right? The same thing they are saying here. In that context, that this Peter Navarro might have made in the similar lines. Brahmins profiteering of Indian people, Navarro, true. One person is tweeting like this. It's true. All top jobs occupied Brahmins, every policy for them, all temples praise Brahmins, Sanskrit is promoted. Brahmin customs like vegetarian promoted as Hindu custom. Hinduism now, Brahmins ruled, India ruled by Brahmins. one netizen posted that. I think might be belong to SC/ST/BC community. These people are saying that there's a Brahmin argument. What this Brahmin says, Brahmins are the most successful group in South Asia. Nearly all major achievements of Indians trace back to them. Remove Brahmins, 90% of Indian history disappears. But success always comes with a price and a jealousy of others. This is what actually the Brahmin supporters saying, that we got success with our hard work and you are jealous about us. If we remove Brahmins from Indian history, 90% of Brahmin history will disappear. That supporter of Brahmin has written. There is no caste-based reservation for Brahmins in India. We compete in the general category without any special rights. Economically weaker section can try to be Brahmins only on merit basis. There is one more tweet here. Brahmins are brain, Kshatriyas are protector, Vaishyas manage economy, and Sudra creates goods with their hard work in Hindu society. There are 4 equal pillars. Strategy is to bring down one pillar by other 3. Stop hating Brahmins. This is the problem here. If you write like this, nobody will accept that. You cannot say the Brahmins are brain, Kshatriyas are protector, Vaishyas manage economy, Sudras create goods with their hard work. There's nothing like that. We unnecessarily created all these divisions already. Because of these divisions, the conflicts are coming between Dalits and Adivasis and the Brahmins and the Kshatriya and all this casting deep-rooted because of this kind of ideology. There's nothing like that. Shudra need to do hard work and Brahmins are brain, nothing like that. Even Sudras can be brain. If Brahmins doesn't have an opportunities, they have to do hard work anyway. Everybody has to do hard work. Everybody has brain. Everybody can protect. Even many people are there in the Indian army. It's not that all Kshatriyas are recruited in army, right? How can you say Kshatriyas are protectors? Even SC/ST/BCs are many soldiers that belong to SC/ST/BCs in the Indian army. So can you call them a Kshatriya? So this ideology need to be raised from India first of all. Okay, I am deadly against this kind of ideology. First of all, this caste-based ideology. We are talking about reservation. We don't have reservation on merit. We are achieving. We became successful. Then why all frequently we get this kind of reports that caste bias in Delhi University and rejected promotion to a Dalit community professor. There is a caste-based discrimination. A higher community person is a vice chancellor, and the next person, the same community person, they are being promoted, and they're showing discrimination on the lower communities. And then you cannot talk about merit anymore when you're showing the discrimination, right? When it is it's a plain ground, you talk about no reservations. In the cricket ground, 11 people are playing. And everybody has to play, everybody has to do hard work, everybody as a team they work. So then there is no caste there. It's India. India will play against others. Okay, maybe in selection of the players there may be caste bias, but on the ground, cricket ground, nobody thinking about caste, religion. Everybody will fight for India, right? But on the ground, it's not like that. In the universities, discrimination on Dalits. In the industries, discrimination on Dalits. In society, discrimination on Dalits. And then you say that on merit we are successful. Financially, educationally, economically weaker sections, they cannot compete with you. How much the general categories compete. And then in such cases, so all these arguments doesn't work out. There's one good thing that Rahul Gandhi is doing, that is proposing at least reservations based on the population size. Then maybe social justice will be done. So there is another controversy that Mahua Mohitra, she said, cut Amit Shah's head. This became a big controversy. FIRs were filed on her and there was backlash from Bharatiya Janata Party. They criticized her. Many people responded, including chief ministers of Uttar Pradesh, Goa. All these people responded and criticized her. But later she says that, I did not mean that. See, idiots don't understand the idioms. I only used an idiom. It's not that literally cut off his head. That's not my meaning. She says that they're off with his head. There is an idiom called off with his head, written in William Shakespeare. The meaning of that particular sentence is that capital punishment off with his head means this will be used in the capital punishment in the courts and police stations, that if any somebody does wrong, he has to be punished with by hanging to death. Right? The criminals will be hanged to death. So my meaning is that capital punishment, not that cut his neck, like it's not the violence. I said it is a capital punishment. She tried to say that. So this is the problem with the English actually. She said cut his head, and then she says that it is idiom. And here the American, he says that Brahmins, he says that I did not actually mean Brahmin. It actually means that Boston Brahmin. So this is the problem with English, right? Indians are very poor in English, including me, even I don't know English much. I'm trying to manage. I'm just managing my English, and my intention is that I wanted to communicate with you. I want to tell something that has to be communicated to you. That's all. I'm not much worried about the fluency of my English and all. Just I'm communicating with you all. That's it. Thank you. Namaskar.